Hello and welcome to PlayStation Unchained. I'm your host today, Chili, as we're going to talk about video games. Because we do that here. Why do I have to remind people? We've done this for years. Actual years. Not like fictional years, but real years. But of course,
I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all. I think it's been like days.
Yeah, I recorded we've had 8 years of podcasts, but what you don't know is actually 8 years ago I just spent 2 weeks recording them. And this has all just been pre-recorded and I've known the future. This entire time.
Welcome
Anyway.
to the Twilight Zone.
Anyway, hey Gary, you are here.
Hello. I'm here.
How are you doing?
I am very here. I'm actually pretty good. A little tired. It's a little hot today.
I'm jealous it's cold here today.
I wish it was cold there. My dog would be happy.
Yeah. And
But
your
yeah,
doggo's the best.
My doggo's the best. Thank you. I love her very much. But yeah, no, it's been pretty good nonetheless.
Good, good. Have you been up to much this week?
I just playing a lot of the Division 2, which came out this Friday, and I'm in love with it. I actually think it's the best games for service game that's, ever come out.
It does look good.
At launch, at least. It's definitely the most...
Feature complete.
Yes. Well, not just feature complete, it's also the most functioning. It launched and it didn't have, this is broken, that is broken, this doesn't work, this food system doesn't work.
Oh, hey, Anthem.
And
hi, Mark.
I don't think it's because of really that it's just a better game. I feel like comparing it to say like Anthem and things like that, I think is a little unfair.
Well, yeah.
Simply because not just because they're different types of games, but because they've already done this with the Division 1.
Yeah.
They learned from all the mistakes they made there, and they made a lot of them. And they implemented all those fixes towards the end of the Division 1's updates and stuff. They fixed a lot of stuff in the later years that made that game a lot better and more enjoyable for people. But they took that into the Division 2 and really made it a very functioning game now. Whereas BioWare, this is really their first games for service game, so they have a lot to learn.
To be fair, they have screwed up a few things that, as an RPG maker, you shouldn't have screwed up. Such as the level 1 weapons doing more damage in raids than the level 30.
Yeah, it's true, but like
then
I said
once they
again,
patch that, then
it's very different when you're working on a single player as opposed to there's 4 people here. You have to make sure not one person is this overpowered or that overpowered.
I feel like what they had to do
there's a lot more that goes into it.
They really had to have just made it so that the end game was more restricted. I know people want to play with their friends, but you got to set. I think the problem is they don't have a minimum level to get in. So, as much as it's nice to play with your friends for everything, you're going to have problems if everything's going to be balanced for everyone.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, anyway, that's just me.
But yeah, no, like, everybody always talks about endgame. Like, the real game doesn't start until the end game.
Yeah.
I think that's a stupid statement, personally.
Well, it's the same thing But the thing is, that's the thing with MMOs, though, especially.
Well, exactly. And I think it's a terrible statement still, because you spend, like, 60 hours just to get to the end, and then people say, this is when the game really begins. It's like, okay, name one MMO that launched with more than 2 freaking raid dungeons, end game dungeons. At launch. Like, you probably won't find one.
Well, yeah.
You have to wait. And
wait, you can't... Okay. Fantasy 14 has... Well, at least the next expansion will be starting with 3 dungeons at the end and 2 raids.
Okay, but this is how far into the game. I'm talking about when it first came out.
When it first came out,
released No, not at the original 14, but the Realm Reborn 14. How many endgame stuff did it have?
I think it had 4 dungeons endgame plus 2 raids.
Okay.
No, 1 raid, sorry, but that raid is split into 5 parts.
Well, there you go. I know they had the coil
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, that is
which
5.
most people to this day still can't finish.
Yeah.
And I personally just feel it's judging a game like that by what you can do once you finish it. I think is just a little.
It makes
unfair,
sense for MMOs, especially for even for games of service, because you want people to keep playing once they've finished the main story. So that's why it means that endgame is the.
No, and I understand that.
And we all know that the true end game of any Final Fantasy game, especially 14, is the glamour. Once you get to the last part, it's all about looking fabulous.
Yeah. But no, what I'm trying to say is I think it's unfair for people who finish the story mode or the game that they have and reach the end game to expect the same amount of content at the end that they just played through the entire time.
Oh yeah, that's stupid. It's like those that complain. It's like those that complain. Look, Final Fantasy added a second difficulty, third difficulty in a way, because when it first started, there was just normal mode for raid, which people complained was too hard because of the it was a big jump from the dungeon to the raid. There was no real tutorials. So when the first expansion came out, they added a story mode raid and the actual endgame raid. The endgame raid is called Savage now. That's what used to be the hardcore raid, and then you got it's still hard to the story mode, but it's not as difficult. It's toned down a bit. Like some of the mechanics are removed, and you won't get one shot like you will in the Savage. And then people complained because of that. They made it too easy. So,
see, and I think the problem then is that it's the hardcore fans that are being way too vocal.
Yeah, now that they've got...
I understand that you're hardcore, you want all this stuff to do, but I think like 80% of the people who probably bought Anthem, who probably bought the Division 2, are not hardcore players. They're buying a game that they can probably enjoy with their friends casually, that's going to constantly give them content to play for years to come.
Well, same with MMOs. I think only, if I'm rightly, I don't know about this tier because it hasn't ended yet, really. But the last tier, I think only about 5 to 10% of the whole player base had actually beaten Kefka.
There you go.
And then out of those 5 to 10%, maybe less than 1% beat the Ultimate Raid.
So there you go. Like they can't just keep going and making content for play. Like I think this is one of the biggest problems of World of Warcraft right now. Is that's what they're doing. They're making all their content for the most hardcore players. That's why it takes them like fucking 4 months to beat one raid.
And that's why people are leaving it and going to other MMOs. A lot of World of Warcraft players are going to ESO. Of course, Final Fantasy. I think some are going to DC Universe Online. They're all spreading around because they're sick of it.
Yeah, and I think that's ridiculous. Like,
remember to come to Ultros if you used to play World of Warcraft. You'll be welcome there. I will give you free cake.
Yeah, it's like you finished your content and then you complain that there is no more for you to do. Well, the rest of the community and the rest of the gaming community is still playing catch-up. The game is not made specifically for you. And I just think that's what's really causing a lot of problems with games as a service games and even MMOs at this point. It's like most people just don't have that time anymore. Well, you probably do, but most of the people who play that game don't.
Hell, that's why I've always loved Yoshi's statement of the fact that they designed the Game Fantasy content to be in chunks, because he doesn't mind if people go off to play other games as long as they come back when the new patch comes out. He's made that statement multiple times. He's like, go play other games, just come back eventually.
Yeah, good for him. And yeah, like to me, the whole endgame thing is just getting out of control at this point for me. And
because I've talked about Final Fantasy too much and I have a podcast for that, let's go to something else.
Let's go to Tim. Tim.
Hi.
Welcome back,
Hi,
Tim.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
I'm okay.
Have you had a good week?
It's fine.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
I heard you also have been playing the Division 2, but you're very decisive about it.
Divisive?
Dividable about it. Dividable. Decisionable.
Yeah.
Dicked
I think
about it.
I think the part that frustrates me about it the most is that I generally have a good time, like going around and finding shit in the world and doing missions or whatever. But the constant dying and having to run around to restart what I was doing, I don't know. It's a compound interest thing. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal. And at the beginning, when I was first playing it really wasn't a big deal. But having to spend so much time running around to do things normally on top of having to reroute yourself from starting points, from respawn points to go to where you were previously to finish what you were started, what you had started, just adds up and adds up and adds up. And every time you die, you look up the clock and you went, man, it was 20 minutes ago when I went out to start this thing. I'm going to take another 20 minutes to do it.
I'll admit that's the one issue with the game. The reviews are out now, so I can talk about it, right? I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's out.
It only saves when you complete a mission, but because it's so open world, there's certain bits where like it's weird. Sometimes most of the enemies you'll just kill really fast because they're easy. But then sometimes you'll find mini boss enemies that will just kick your ass, but they'll be like really randomly placed that it makes no sense.
Those are district bosses.
What's that? Sorry.
Those are district bosses that are just running around, and you actually have to kill them to get a trophy. All of them.
Yeah. But you might pump into them and then you get your ass kicked. So you got to save. I'd recommend saving all the time because I think I lost like half an hour's worth of progress because I hadn't done a main mission between them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, unless you did an actual mission or a side mission, it doesn't save automatically. So.
I'm pretty sure it saves when you go back to the base though. So.
Yeah. I'm talking about One Piece.
Oh,
oh my god. Are you serious, man?
Yeah, I'm serious. I haven't played Division 2.
You could have started off with "I'm playing this."
One big piece.
No, yeah, the Division 2
2.
It doesn't save the progress of where you were, but it saves the loot that you picked up.
Yeah. So it's not a complete.
And the loot that you didn't get to pick up that was there will still be there. So if you go back to that area, you can still pick up that loot.
You still have to win to get it though.
Yeah, and I understand that, Tim. I really do. I have encountered it. I have felt it. It's been really annoying. I try to capture this one capture point maybe 7 times. And that's because every time I call for backup, it takes them like 20 minutes to get there. So I have encountered that, especially when I'm taking on 4 enemies and 1 gold enemy. It's not fun, especially when they're blasting, grenade launchers at you. I finally encountered the rocket launcher guys you were talking about.
They're pretty great, huh?
Yeah, I've got a rocket coming in from one way. I got this dude lobbing grenades. I have another dude launching full with his grenade launcher. Got another guy on a minigun. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty much fucked. While I have 2 other guys flanking me from around the sides. And I'm just like, damn, I'm dead. There's nothing I can do about it.
Damn, girl.
Yeah, so, no, I totally get that. I really do. And I think they could have helped it along where it literally just saves right before you start the activity, so that when you die, if you can just respawn right before the activity is, instead of spawning at a control point that you control or a base and having to run your ass all the way back.
Yeah.
So
I think what I like and don't like is the division of difficulty, and like they dumbed down the intensity of the Dark Zone, which I'm not exactly, I'm not lukewarm about that, and in fact, it kind of makes it more appealing because there is still risk, but it's not so out of control. So like it's much more approachable, right? But still having a nice challenge, and I'm into that, and I can appreciate. But what I don't like is how they added so much more difficulty to the open world, just wandering aspect of it, and I say this more of like from a single player aspect because when you die, there is a lot of consequence to it. So, like, if they had more of like a ramped up experience when, say, you're grouped up with people, that would be, more appreciated because there is more room for being downed because you can get revived. But when you're on your own and you die, you start all over. It's basically all risk when things go bad, and it's not necessarily something that can't be fixed because I feel like it's really close to having something that is long-lasting in that regard. I mean, content is a different conversation, but in terms of general gameplay and presentation, it's pretty close to something that could be long-standing. It just needs to get some balancing ironed out. But those should be some of the things that they talk about when at Ubisoft base when they're working on things.
Yep. There you go. Division 2.
Sounds cool. But I'm still happy I skipped it.
So.
Oh no, that's the thing. Like, it is fun. Like when I'm on a roll, like I don't think about time. I'm just in it and I'm doing it. But when those hard stops happen, it's just a buzzkill. And it just sucks.
So, 2 big fighting games. One that I really enjoy. One that literally pretty much just came out. Just got announced with 3 versions. We'll start with the one I like. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 will be getting a free version on March 20th.
Hashtag.
This is for PS4, but we don't know if it's will be on Xbox One, Switch, or PC for free. We just know that the PS4 version is free because that's the main version in Japan. In fact, I don't think there is an Xbox version in Japan. So
there is a Switch version.
Yay!
Of course there is. Is it streamed like Wolfenstein?
Is it what?
Is it streamed like Wolfenstein?
No, it's installed.
Okay, good.
But anyway, the free version won't include all the features from the main game. It'll be a light version. So if you do enjoy it, remember to go purchase it. But the thing is, though, this is to go with the new servers. Because there's going to be a new Content City, which will be replacing the old Content City, which is the same Content City, but it's just their way of saying, oh, look, we've changed servers, so we've jumped to a new dimension. Yeah, to make it like canon in the game. Because that's kind of cool. But if you do switch to the new Content City, you will be losing a lot of your some of your data from your old save. Such as you'll lose your friends' history, your play history, your favourite list. You'll also lose any world tournaments that you've won. And you'll also lose any titles you've also unlocked. So there's some big downsides.
Titles? Isn't that for a trophy?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, that's balls.
Yeah. The biggest balls about is the fact that some of the titles, because most of them are in game, but some of the bonus ones later on you can actually unlock from doing the raids, and the raids are limited events. So, yeah. But to make up for it, they're going to be reintroducing all the raids for all the new players as well. So if you missed the previous raids, such as Janemba, Broly,
Kefla?
Majin Vegeta,
The one
Kefla
for-
came.
with Kefla's
You
hair?
didn't fight Kefla, but one of the raids did give Kefla's wig.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
She's not cool enough to get her own raid, dude. Come on.
Oh my god, shut up.
Hey,
Well,
well,
no,
no,
they-
like the show. It's not good enough for female.
No, but at least you can play as Kefla in the game.
Thanks, Toriyama.
Yeah.
Hey, don't blame him.
Yeah, but at least she's playable in the game,
yeah,
though.
sure.
She might not be a raid boss, but she's playable. So,
That's
Yeah.
cool. I love her attacks
Yeah.
and mechanics. I just
and plus, it's not just... Well, technically, she could be a raid boss. Because you have the My Raid system, where if you get these... You do expert missions, and they drop crystals. And then you can go start up a personal raid where you are the raid boss.
ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, you're the raid boss and the other players have to beat you. If you win, you actually get raid-specific equipment from that as well. So, if you lose, you get one piece of armor. If you win, you
One
get
Piece?
two.
Again?
One piece.
Is it a crossover?
No, that's Jump Force.
Oh
Ah.
my
And-
god, I hate One Piece.
A game that's already came out, but it's only been out for like, a few weeks. Dead or Alive 6 is getting a free version
Yeah.
as well.
Okay. I know Gary's gonna get mad at me for opening my mouth, but I'm assuming that the free version doesn't have trophies, does it?
Oh my god!
It probably does. It's free. It's the... Yeah.
No, because 5 didn't. The
Did
free
it?
version of 5 didn't have trophies. No.
I'm guessing no then. But it's fine. You can spend £1 bajillion on the free version to unlock all the characters, or just buy the.
Or buy the full game.
Yeah.
Terrible. Buy the goddamn full game.
Because that's
Yeah.
the fence I'm on, Gary. I want to make sure I support them in some way, but I also want my trophies. I want that mixed bag, Gary. This is me being supportive.
Well,
to do
take
what I
take the
want.
free version as an
To try it.
expanded demo.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
That's a good way to.
Have the
Because
demos
in the
a
version,
free trial.
you're gonna be able to buy the characters individually
Yeah.
as DLC.
No, but then he won't get the trophies. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you may as well just buy the game because I didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I think Dead or Alive 6 is a fantastic fighting game with great core fighting mechanics, and people should play it.
Hence why the free version is called Core. Huh? Probably not. Oh.
Oh my god.
It's for the core player.
It was also interesting because the day before the game launched officially, because I had a review copy, I went back into it and I played a little bit and realized that 2 days before the game came out, they randomly just added 2 new characters to play with.
Oh, cool.
For Frizzle?
Yeah, they're just there. I go into it. I don't know if they throw them in with the patch because they appear in the story, and you fight them. But I was like, oh, okay, maybe they're unlockable. I have to unlock them, like old school fighting games. You unlock characters.
Yeah.
But no, they're just there, and I got like 40 more DOA quests, is what they call them, which are like these trial fights that you do. You have to do specific things to get medals and money to buy new costumes and stuff.
That's
So,
cool.
It was interesting to see. I was like, oh, damn.
Hey, at least they added free stuff. I mean, they're charging £100 for the season pass, so.
They're
Dude,
charging £100 for my, and people will pay £100 for my because people love my.
I don't know how much you paid attention to the free version of 5, but they had multiple season passes, and each one of them was that cost.
Yeah. It's
They
stupid.
had like 5 of them.
And people complain about season passes being like £20 or whatever. You know what?
See, I thought there was a new trend coming. They're giving you free content now instead because they realized how stupid that was. Anthem, Division, Destiny, pretty much everything is going free now.
Yeah.
And yet,
See, I don't.
These guys are 10 years behind.
I don't mind season passes if they're done right, because if the content is proved to be made after the game's released, I don't mind buying the season pass, because they still have to pay the workers to make the content.
Yeah.
So,
which is funny, because that's what happened with Ni no Kuni too.
Yeah.
It has a season pass. The game came out, last February? So over a year now, it's been out. And it had a season pass, and they didn't say anything for a whole year about the season pass.
Yeah.
And people are like, where the fuck is my season pass content? And now, finally, you're getting your season pass content with the first story DLC, or expansion, I guess, coming, I think, at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Here.
Look at Xenoverse 2, though.
They started building it. They didn't have it already built. Yeah. Something they started making after they finished the game.
Yeah. Look at Xenoverse 2. The first season pass sold so well that they ended up making more content and more content. I mean, the extra content cost more money, but they saw how much people enjoyed it and supported it. They just pumped out more characters after characters.
Well, it's kind of the Capcom syndrome at this point, isn't it? They had the season pass with 5, and then all of a sudden, let's do season pass 2. Let's do season pass 3, and then you have to buy each one individually.
Yeah.
You can't just buy the whole bundle of all the season passes unless you buy the new re-released version, the Ultimate Arcade Edition, which gave you all the season passes. But that doesn't give you future season passes, so you're going to have to buy again.
Yep.
But you know what doesn't have a season pass? Or a subscription fee? Or any of those things? No Man's Sky Beyond.
Oh.
No Man's Sky Online includes a radical blah 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 blah, has multiplayer more, and it's not an MMO.
Oh my god.
I keep wanting to get back into that game, but then keep playing other games instead.
I try and remember how much I really suck at it and then get bored after about 5 minutes.
Now you can play with us.
Yay!
Actually, I don't have the game, so I can't play with you.
Wow, dude.
You can play with me! By the way, I'm not buying it.
This is pretty much my life with Gary. He's like, hey,
excuse me, I've had Division 4 days. I send you invites, you don't even respond to them.
You've sent me no invites.
Man,
I've sent you invites in the Division.
Look at
this. You want to see my? I'll send you my notifications bar.
I don't want you to. Maybe you're just not getting through.
Also, man, look at all these invites Gary sent me when he asked me to play Final Fantasy 15 Comrades in December.
Oh my god!
Man, look at all of them.
Don't bring up bullshit. Do it.
Man, all these notifications, where are they?
You know what, Ben? Once I'm done here with the Division 2, I'm going to play some Final Fantasy 15 with you.
Yes.
And we're going to die with the first enemy we see.
That's
because
fine.
That's who I am. Because I have no idea how to play that game. I don't remember how to play it at all.
I still have it installed ready, Gary. It's right next to Kabounce.
I'm going to have to reinstall it because the Arden DLC is coming soon.
Oh no, I haven't installed Fantasy 15. I've just installed Comrades.
I was just gonna ask that. Is Comrades its own thing?
Yeah, Comrades is its own thing now.
Yeah, if you have 15, you can go and download it separately from the PlayStation.
No, if you had the season pass with 15.
No, okay.
If you had the season pass, it was included in the original season pass. But when Comrades actually came out, they removed it from the season pass and sold it separately. But if you already had the season pass, then yeah, it's free.
I don't think I have access to it.
No, I'm sad. I thought you bought like the Ultimate Edition of it, didn't it?
You didn't get any Ultimate, I think.
I have the...
Oh my god, who wrote this article?
Oh my god, why do I have these in the way? Oh, I guess I don't.
Okay, Jump Force. It's getting DLC. And the first DLC is Seto Kaiba. Fuck yeah, I want Jump Force now.
I'm pretty confident that that DLC is meant for you.
Yeah. Kaiba!
For those who don't know, who is Kaiba?
Kaiba is the antagonist in Yu-Gi-Oh! He's pretty much the rival to the Pharaoh, aka Atem, aka Yugi. the spirit that lives inside of Yugi. So yeah.
Oh, wait a second. So as somebody who's never played Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Or watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Or done anything with Yu-Gi-Oh! Except for play the card game, Yugi is not just himself, he's the entity of someone else?
Yeah, Tem is the pharaoh that lives inside him.
Is that the same thing with Kaiba?
No, Kaiba is the reincarnation of one of the pharaoh's servants. He just doesn't believe it. He's all about his money, so he doesn't believe any of that. But he just likes fighting the pharaoh. So,
Punk it.
Kaiba was actually the not him, but his ancestors was like the one of the higher ups for Atem, and he actually fell in love with a blue-eyed woman with and then that she became the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and that's why the current Kaiba loves the Blue Eyes so much, because the Blue Eyes is the reincarnation of the woman his ancestors loved.
But
all this from a card game.
Yeah, ancient.
But doesn't
Doesn't
he have doesn't he have the alternate dragon though?
Only in the later series. In the original series, he only had the original Blue Eyes White Dragon, and he has Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which is the fused form of 3 different Blue Eyes.
Yep.
Yeah. He also has Obelisk the Tormentor, which is the one of the Egyptian gods.
Yep.
I wish that was my nickname.
Gary the Tormentor.
Yeah.
Yes.
The funny thing is, you had Winged Dragon of Ra, but because the translator back in the time loved himself too much, instead of translating the other god, I can't remember what's it. I can't remember who it is exactly. I remember who it was exactly. Horus, I think it actually is. But rather than translating as that, he translated with his own name. So that's why we've got Slifer the Sky Dragon instead of the actual real name is supposed to be.
Pretty much what you're saying is Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a story about Egyptian gods.
Yeah.
Playing cards.
Yeah.
Cool. That was the Problematic Sticker Anime Podcast. Join.
But no, I'm so happy Kaiba is... Because they had Yugi, so I was really annoyed they didn't at least have Kaiba or Bakura or one of the rivals. Yeah, I mean...
Which they needed to.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. You have the good guy, you have the bad guy.
Yeah. Hell, they should have had the slightly camp Pegasus, if need be, instead. Who was really creepy because he was an old man that uses tuned versions of each card.
Okay, I'm only gonna be excited about Jump Force DLC when they allow me to play as Grandfather's Deck. That's it. I won't be excited until I get to play Grandfather's Deck because there are no bad cards.
There's no bad cards in Grandpa's deck.
Well, let's talk about this. They released a roadmap for Jump Force. So Kaiba, along with 2 other fighters, will be released. These 2 other fighters are unknown at this time.
Yeah.
This will be a paid DLC. You'll also get a new stage and a couple of costumes, I believe.
I'm hoping that the stage is based off like a duelist arena. That'd be cool.
I think it might actually be. They had a name for it, but I don't remember. I don't see it here in.
Also, a massive shout out to John Websell, the person that wrote the article on PSU, because he's made a Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge reference. One of the sentences, hopefully one of them will be Jolie Wheeler, for no other reason than there's a distinct lack of Brooklyn Rage in video games these days.
I respect that.
Because Brooklyn Rage is a joke in a bridge because for some reason Joey is the only character in the whole show that they live in Japan, but for some reason Joey has a very strong Brooklyn accent.
Yes.
So
So
Brooklyn Rage.
So there's a roadmap. So coming in April, they're adding clans, Vertex event. I don't know what that is, and more avatar costumes. Then in May, you're getting online link missions, a raid boss event, and a world tournament stage. So I'm guessing that's the world tournament from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. By the way, raid boss events. I'm going to say this: Xenoverse has them, but they don't announce when they are in game. They don't even tell you anywhere on Twitter. It's only a Japanese website that tells people where it is.
That's poop.
So please, for this game, sort out an event system so that people can plan in advance when the raids are.
Yeah.
I know it says May, but it'd be nice to give a date.
So the April and May content updates are free, and then May is the paid content, which gives you the 3 playable characters, Saito and the 2 others, and new avatar costumes and skills.
Probably Kaiba's outfit.
Maybe. Then in June is going to be another free one where you get an arena event and new avatar costumes. Then July, they're bringing in a tournament event and then more avatar costumes. And then in August, this is also going to be free. You're getting, again, more avatar costumes, and you get the Valley of the End stage.
That's the, for those who don't know, that's the area that Naruto and Sasuke fight at the end of Naruto.
So it's a barren wasteland.
No, it's got 2 waterfalls where the statues of the previous fight was, because the Valley of the End was created when the first Hokage and Madara fought. Their fight was so big that they caused this canal to happen, and then it became like a river. There's like 2 waterfalls, and each side has a statue of them.
The river runs through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also in August will be a paid DLC for 3 more playable characters, more avatar costumes, and new skills. That's the roadmap up to August for Jump Force.
That's really good. That they've I mean, it means I don't have to buy it till May, so I'm happy.
Or you can just buy the game of the year.
No,
it won't get one.
Well, it will, but by then the raid boss events, I'll miss them, so I might have to buy it before May.
Well, unless in this game the raids are just a permanent thing.
Yeah, you may.
No, it says an event, Gary, so that means it's going to be like a... If it was just raid boss, it'd just be raid boss, not raid boss event. We'll find out, though. Who knows? It's not May yet.
I'm going to come out and say it. It's probably going to be the Death Note kid.
Probably, yeah.
Hell? Or the replacements.
Who? What? The replacements?
Uh-oh. Never mind.
I'm so lost now.
I am lost as well.
Have you finished Death Note?
Yeah.
The anime?
Yeah.
And the book.
Unfortunately, yeah.
They have replacements.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about, yeah.
The kids. Is that
Yeah,
what
the
you're talking
kids.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
about? Ugh.
See, I have the anime on DVD, and I have the
That anime was 50 episodes longer than it should have been.
and I have like
This
the
has been
I don't know what edition they're called. They're like the big black book versions.
Yeah. The Black Book, yeah.
Yeah.
This has been the Problematic Sticker Podcast.
So yeah, I'm really happy that Seto Kaiba's playable. That has made me. Which means that and Boo is going to be playable, isn't he, as well, if I'm rightly?
That has been rumored.
Eat me up.
It was a leak, but
yeah,
we'll see if the leak is correct.
Yeah, because so many people were pissed off at Boo. I found that funny.
Boo is awesome.
Yeah.
People
Anyway.
are always pissed off when Boo's not included in anything.
Let's go over to some Devil May Cry, because that's also getting free DLC. Look at all the free DLC that we're getting.
I'm thrilled.
Bloody Palace will be open on April 1st. Eh?
No joke.
Yeah, the Bloody Palace is coming back. Woo! Now you can go and have fun with the combat system until you die.
If the rumors are true, though, it's also going to be online, so...
You know, I think they would have announced it by now.
Yeah.
I think it might be something that they're thinking for more future updates, because I think if it was going to have full-on multiplayer,
because people have found
and-
text in the illegally data mined stuff.
I think, like I said, I think if it was going to have it, they would have announced it by now.
Yeah.
And if Virgil was going to be playable in it, they would have announced it by now, which was a leak as well from the data mines. I think this, again, is maybe something they were planning to do and decided they didn't have time, so it's just files that remained that they didn't remove, or it's something they're planning for future, because I don't see it happening when Bloody Palace releases. I really don't.
Well, yeah, it's Virgil. They know they're going to make their money if they sold him separately.
Maybe. I mean, I think there are other characters in that story that probably deserve something other than just being there to remind us that they exist. But, who the fuck am I?
Spoilers!
I guess, yeah.
Uh,
But yes, Bloody Palace. Go and enjoy that, I guess. I never quite enjoyed Bloody Palace myself.
Gary, may I share something with you?
Yes, please.
I got to the point in Devil May Cry 5 where they copied the final fight to DMC.
Wait, they copied the... Okay, yeah.
I can't even now.
I actually think it's one of the easiest boss fights in the game, because the attack pattern is so scripted that you know exactly what's going to happen before it happens. Like, there's a pattern to the attacks. I'm just like, oh, here it comes.
The whole fight triggers an instinct, because I've played that game. I played DMC up and down, left and right, and I platinum that game. So when I get to that fight, a certain habit triggers, and it doesn't work because the parrying and countering doesn't work the same way in this game as it did in DMC. So the fact that they copy and pasted it is very frustrating for me, and I just don't want to relearn that fight.
Yeah.
It's kind of breaking my balls, dude.
Well, you're at the end, man. Just push through.
You know what's breaking people's balls? Battlefield 5's Battle Royale has been announced.
Well, it was announced a very long time ago.
Yeah, but now it's got a date.
Now it has a date. You are absolutely correct.
In 7 days. On March
Oh my
25th.
Amara's going to come through your window. Or your
Yes.
I mean, yay.
Have you guys watched the trailer to it?
No.
There's a trailer. It actually looks really cool.
But Apex Legends is better.
That's fine, because it's free to play. But
I have Apex Legends, you're right.
Everybody has Apex Legends if they want it.
No, do you have 5?
No, I don't have
5.
five.
I have Battlefield 5, yes.
Okay, so do I.
I do not have Battlefield 5. I'm watching the trailer.
When it went on sale.
Yeah, watch the trailer, because it actually looks pretty fun.
You look fun.
This trailer reminds me of Worms for some reason.
Really? The trailer itself reminds me of, God forbid I say it, Brothers in Arms. But,
Oh no, just the whole of them sat inside the house and then, oh my god, it has tractors.
Exactly.
Okay, it's cool now. It needs nothing else but tractors.
Oh my god, don't.
I do hope this doesn't mean they're gonna stop supporting, people who don't want to play just fucking battle royale mode.
It depends on how well it does, I think.
Well, it's funny because I look at it, right, this trailer, and I'm like, this doesn't look like battle royale to me. This looks like old school Battlefield 1942,
which was really
battle royale.
That's why it's like people are like, Battlefield. It's not. It's the original battle royale games because of how big the maps were. I mean, wasn't
Yeah.
like PC version like 100 players, 128 players, 64 v 64?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It's definitely downgraded.
Those are the original Battle Royale games. That and Mag. And that one game from those developers that I always forget the name of. The ones who make Eve. But then they made that first-person shooter on PS3.
414?
I can't remember. But you had that one that was supposed to be connected to Eve originally planned, and the Planet Slide or something like that. I think.
Valkyrie?
No, not Valkyrie.
Planetside?
There was the one where it was originally going to be...
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you were like supposed to be able to call in people from Eve to like bomb the planet or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that game. In fact, I think Pierce, if I'm rightly, Pierce, you actually got flown out to Iceland to celebrate the launch.
We did.
Yeah, I am jealous. I've never been flown out anywhere. Come on, Square Enix, fly me out for the Fantasy 14 review events. Do it. You know you want to.
I'm gonna fly out to Utah and give you.
Oh boy.
You're welcome, buddy. But yes, Firestorm is the DLC, and it is coming. When was it again, man?
March 25th.
March 25th.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is a free mode. Nobody has to buy it.
I'm hoping so, because otherwise they're stupid. Now we're trapped to DLC.
I just hope it doesn't stop them from supporting, the normal multiplayer.
Well, it looks like it's using the same assets as the normal multiplayer, so...
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not gonna, not support the normal multiplayer. They're already doing a terrible thing and making game modes limited time events. And I don't understand that, but... Whatever.
Man. So, video games. They sure exist.
Oh my god, man.
Man, we've gone through quite a lot of topics this week already, man. We're really efficient.
Oh, well, there's the big rumor one that people say is not happening, is happening, not happening, is happening.
What's that? I'm hosting E3 this year.
Yes.
Yes.
That'd be hot.
And next on stage is... Shit, nobody's on this year. Well, good E3, everyone. See you next year. That is how I'll host it.
Oh my god. No. The supposed rumor that Sony is planning to buy Take-Two Interactive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about this. I'd like the idea because, as much as I personally dislike both Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto, just because I'm not a fan of open world games, not because they're bad games, if anyone asks if they want a good open world game, I would still recommend anything that they make because they do make some of the best games. I just won't play them because they're not for me. It'd be nice, but at the same time, I don't know, I'd feel bad for Microsoft and PC players. Well, Microsoft, I guess, because PC never really gets them.
Yeah, they're not making PC games, so...
Well, they made GTA 6 on PC, didn't they?
No.
Yeah, it got ported over to PC.
Did it?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Well, okay.
Yeah, all the Grand Theft Auto games have always got ported over eventually. It just takes a while.
They said they're not porting Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Who knows if that's going to be their stance going from now on. But
well,
it's not just...
The thing is, though, Red Dead's the franchise they never ported over to PC. They never did the first one either. So...
Yeah. I mean, I know everybody's talking about, they're going to get Rockstar. Yeah, but Take-Two has a lot of other properties and a lot of other studios under its belt.
They could make a good BioShock game.
Yeah, so they have, obviously, Irrational Games. Take-Two Interactive does. creators of BioShock. So they'll get the BioShock franchise, obviously. 2K games. So all the sports 2K games, the basketball, the WWE wrestling one, will be under Sony's umbrella, which makes a lot of money for them. So yeah, like,
when they also get
there's
Borderlands.
some pretty I don't know. Do they own Gearbox?
Well, Gearbox didn't they publish?
I don't think they own Gearbox. I think 2K just published it for them. They own Fire Access Games, the guys who did XCOM series. Visual Concepts will be under their name, which is a big company as well, I believe. But no, I don't think they own Gearbox. They just publish their games.
Damn, dude.
That's not a loss for me. But but yeah, no, big news, obviously, if it's true or not. I personally don't think it is. I think Take-Two is too big for any company to try to acquire, unless you're Disney, of course.
I'd like to see Disney own something like Grand Theft Auto.
Right?
I don't know. Disney
rated E for everyone.
Disney does make some stuff that's more mature, so I don't think that would change how Grand Theft Auto is.
Well, they do have stock in half of the print industry, so.
Yeah, because I feel like if Grand Theft Auto was made under the Disney, it might be toned down a bit, but nothing major. It's still have the core aspect.
That they don't really advertise the things that aren't targeted for children. So like even if they did, there wouldn't be much advertising in it. And I know.
To be fair, it's Grand Theft Auto. You don't.
Not be in that.
It's Grand Theft Auto.
I mean,
it doesn't need much advertisement. New Grand Theft Auto. Everything pre-orders anyway.
I think they'll just own them, but they won't put their names on them, and let them operate the way they are. Which is probably what they're gonna do with the more R-rated 20th Century Fox properties they're grabbing, like Aliens and Predator and even Deadpool for that matter. But yeah, no. Obviously, Take-Two is huge. It will be a massive get for Sony. Obviously, it's going to piss off a lot of people on the other end of the gaming industry. Of course, you talked about Microsoft, and obviously the PC games are rabid. The PC fan base. But I just think it's not going to happen. I mean, if it was going to happen, I think it'd be more likely for Microsoft to do it rather than Sony. I just think Take-Two is too big, and if they were planning to do it, it's going to cost them more money than they are probably willing to spend.
Sony, if you are going to do it, okay, Sony, if you're going to do this, then I want you to do one thing for me. Remaster Grand Theft Auto London. Because why not?
What? That's a thing?
The Getaway?
No, Grand Theft Auto London.
Oh, GTA 2.
No, Grand Theft Auto London.
Yeah, that was Grand Theft Auto 2.
No, there was a Grand Theft Auto 2, but there was a expansion disc for Grand Theft Auto 1.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, it was
cool.
It was an expansion disc for GTA 1, which was just based on London, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, good.
Because not many people knew it existed.
So yeah, I don't see this happening at all. I know it's kind of been debunked now by some industry insiders, but they're saying it without any real proof. Obviously, this rumor we should probably mention came from what was it?
By the way, it was Grand Theft Auto London.
It's a market chatter. I guess there was some talk that Sony was planning to buy Take-Two Interactive, which put their stock up 4.7%. And Sony's went up by 0.95%. I guess there's talk on the market floor that it was going to happen, that they're looking into it. That's how this whole rumor came to be. But there hasn't been anything that's really debunked it. There have been people who've said Sony says it's not happening, and then there's also me sitting here saying Sony never responds to rumors, so why would they respond to this one?
Hashtag.
Oh, okay. One
So-
second. There was also a second version of Grand Theft Auto London I didn't know about. Because it was Grand Theft Auto London 1969, which was an expansion disc with PS1.
Excuse me.
But also there was a free version called London 1961, which was developed by Rockstar Canada, which was released on July 1st, 1999, to go with the Grand Theft Auto series' web presence. That's cool.
Oh, so you were right, Ben. So if this was going to happen, Sony would then acquire Rockstar Games and all of their 6 or 8 studios. Rockstar Games has 8 studios. They'd acquire them. They would acquire the Borderlands franchise, the Red Dead Redemption franchise, BioShock, Mafia, Max Payne, Civilization, and the XCOM IPs.
Because I thought that they did own Borderlands.
Okay. They just don't own Gearbox.
No.
They just own the Borderlands IP. Okay.
Yeah.
So those are obviously massive IPs. I think this is where the PC fan base
because
got
Borderlands,
into it.
the pre-sequel was actually made by 2K Australia, not Gearbox. So,
but I guess this is more where the PC fan base is more upset if this happens is XCOM and Civilization.
I feel like Sony
It's
would.
very PC based.
I feel like Sony would allow those to still be on PC, because I feel like that's something that Sony would do. It'd be PlayStation PC exclusive, maybe with crossplay.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Because Sony has always been, if it's not affecting their main console, it's, I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I said, I don't see this being true. I think it's too big of a grab for Sony. If anything, if Sony was to acquire a studio of a big size, it would not. I think it would be a Japanese studio. It would be a Capcom or a Bandai Namco or a Konami. It won't be 2K Studios.
Not Konami, yeah, okay.
Wait, Gary, you said big studio and then said Konami.
The gambling market in Japan begs to differ, man.
Well, if they're buying...
Plus, they own gymnasiums over there.
Ah. Well, you know what? Screw them. I have the best gym in Scarborough, okay? It's called the BJ Fitness Center.
Hot.
Oh, my God. I think the best gym is running away from monsters you encounter.
I work there.
I've got to find the description of it as well. It was just like... 1 second. Look, what you got buying the price, the actual under the prices. The description was hilarious. That was it. There you go. Right. Okay. Everyone, if you pay for 2 or more BJ £3.50 classes per week, you can take advantage of unlimited gym use. So if you get 2 blowjobs a week, you can use the gym for free.
Oh my God.
I work.
Can I work there? God damn it.
What?
This is prostitution. It's not allowed.
Above the table.
Oh my God.
But
yes, if you're looking for Sony to buy something, expect them to buy a Japanese studio, not a European/American studio. That's
at most, I feel like they're gonna buy out Kojima Studio.
You think so?
If they bought anything, they would buy that because they've already been
cool.
so close to him in the past.
Based on no game releases, they'll just do it.
Dude.
Based on the original Metal Gear series, they'll do it.
Okay.
I feel like they'll just be like, look, you've done so much good in the past and you've made the Postman Pat simulator.
Like, the only reason I don't see Sony buying a lot of these Japanese studios is because they have such an amazing relationship that most of these studios just release their games exclusively on Sony's system anyway. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter to them.
Sony will buy out Sega.
Yeah. That could be a thing.
So, no, quite honestly, if any of the big Japanese studios was going to get bought by somebody, it'd be Capcom.
Yeah. Because
I see Sony being the one to buy Capcom, because they already funded Street Fighter V development. So
don't know, because Capcom has been like the whore of this generation, where they had both one game funded by Microsoft and one game funded by Sony.
Which one was funded by Microsoft?
Dead Rising.
Ew, it's not a game.
But that came out on PS4.
No, the new one, the most recent Dead Rising on Xbox One.
Yeah, the 4. Dead Rising 4.
5, isn't it? I thought they had 5. I'm sure that there's a 5 now.
I'm pretty sure all of them are.
I've not heard the
Let's see.
Dead Rising Xbox One. Anyway, while we do research, because we're good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dead Rising 4 was the last one.
Is that even on PS4?
Platforms: Windows PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
True story, bro.
Oh, wow. I thought it was still exclusive.
No, Street Fighter 5 is still exclusive
Yeah.
to PlayStation 4 because Sony funded that game. Probably going to remain that way.
Yeah. Well, the Xbox had a year exclusivity.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago. No wonder I forgot. Dead Rising, who cares? I mean,
Well,
oh no,
the-
not Dead Rising.
So Capcom Vancouver is closed down now. So who knows when we're going to see a next
Yeah.
installment in that franchise?
It's sad because the first one was pretty good. The second one was decent, and then it just fell off. I mean, I've never played them, but that's from what I can tell.
It's a true story there.
Yeah.
So yeah, believe it if you want to. I
Believe it.
Sure, believe it.
I get it.
Anime podcast, Naruto references. So, how can they... Let's just end now, because we've covered so much news. All of the news. How can they contact you?
Who?
Gary.
Me.
Yeah?
Contact me at my Twitter at Gaglaush, that's GAGLAUSH, or on pretty much anything that's social media related.
Tim, how can they stalk you?
There's a window. There are a couple windows in my house. That's a good option. And you can find me anywhere online at Timberelli. TIMBERELLI.
Nice. You can find me at MGR_Chile. I'm doing another giveaway. Oh, but hey, sorry. Gary, have you got any shout-outs? Did you do any?
Shout-outs to you, obviously. Z had a nice little Ribrianne conversation on Twitter. I want to have more of those with you. My friend Ed, who always listens to our podcast. What's up, my boy?
Aw.
Yeah, and Chris. Oh man, I almost forgot Chris.
Aww.
Wow,
Chris, you
dude.
sexy beast. I'm sorry. I love you.
Tim, have you got any shout-outs?
Shout out to Chris, because I don't forget Chris.
You don't even remember him because I just said it.
Shout out to Fonzie. I can't wait until next month, Fonzie. It'll be so much fun to have you back. Listeners, all you're great. Ben, you're just Gary.
Is that you taking a dump because you hate us so much?
Oh my god. I feel very misinterpreted right.
And I would like to shout out to everyone that's listening. Susan Sprinkles, Alfonso, anyone that listens. If you do listen, contact me at MGR_Chile. Okay, my other podcast, Moogle Go Around Radio, which is a British Fantasy 14 podcast with me and Paul Metal. Last time, not this week, but 2 weeks ago, I announced a competition where if you hashtag me Nika Meowser, you had the chance to win a Fat Cat mount. Well, that competition is now over, and I'm now running another competition. So if you want another chance to win a Fat Cat mount, then hashtag me MGR_Chile with hashtag Chili's Little Stick. CHILLE Little Stick. LITTLE stick. So remember,
Chili little stick. Or
Chili's
chili?
little stick.
Okay.
Chili or Chili's little stick. I'll take both as long as you tweet me to me, MG _Chili, so I can know that it's you. I would take both types. Giggity.
Okay. Hot. Phrasing.
I will be giving away four Aerith minions, four Aerith minions, and the Fat Cat mount. So please look forward to it. I guess a shout out to Klaus, a shout out to Brian from Work to Game, a shout out to everyone that listens. And remember, hashtag Chili's Little Stick. So until next time, fondle my stick. Bye.